So one of Hollywood's current darlings right now, Sidney Sweeney, who apparently people say is pretty based. I don't know. I see people on the right saying how based she is. Now I don't know about baseness because I don't really watch much anymore. So don't really know her works. I don't really know a lot about her, but I know at least two reasons why people like her, and those two reasons are constantly shared online. But if she's as base as people say, awesome. It's nice to see. It's refreshing. I know that she's young, so having someone like that kind of refreshing instead of someone that just touts the same Hollywood crap that you hear. Um, but Sydney Sweeney in talks to star in Edgar Allan Poe adaptation, but production company's website raises red flags. Oh God, trying to make a moderate audience version of an Edgar Allan Poe story, Edgar Allan Poe. Yeah, a modern audience version. No, no. All you're gonna do is piss people off. So if that's what's gonna happen, we're gonna have some problems. Growing up, I constantly read Edgar Allan Poe. Even now, I still love Ed. I mean, I can pretty much recite The Raven by heart. It's so freaking good. Um, but also Raven, kind of fitting that she's the one writing this. Edgar Allan Poe is returning to the screen, and Sydney Sweeney might be involved. An exclusive scoop from Deadline announced that the horror studio A24 is developing a new movie based on the Mask of Red Death. Very, very good. Um, but if it's going to be a modern take, uh, one of Allen, one of Edgar Allan Poe's most popular works, Deadline claimed it will be a wildly revisionist and darkly comedic take on the short story. Wildly revisionist. Well, that's reassuring, isn't it? Most of the details are currently unknown, but Deadline believes the film is going to begin shooting this year. Here's the breakdown of what we know so far, the conjecture of what to expect. Who are the developers? A24 will be teaming up with Picture Star to create the film. A24 has produced many successful horror movies, including Hereditary, Heretic, and Talk to Me. They've also had a few flops, such as Y2K, with starring Rachel Zegler, which, I mean, one, making a movie about Y2K is kind of dumb since it wasn't that long ago. Two, having Rachel Zegler as your selling point, not exactly the best business strategy right now. Um, various other things combine that together, and there you go. There you go. To be fair though, Rachel Zegler's reputation on the internet contributed. Yeah, yeah. Without even reading anymore. Yeah, I just said that. So I mean, it could have been, like I said. It's Y2K wasn't that long ago. So, but Rachel Zegler, her reputation and just how divisive she's been with people, and oh, I hope Trump supporters and Trump never know peace, and she just pretty much divided everyone, including people on her own side, with her whole, with her tweet with, oh, thanks for the views on the trailer and blah blah blah, and she finished it with, and as always, free Palestine. You're there to promote your movie, not make a political statement. You know, so she's just divided everyone. So I don't think that the movie probably would have flopped nearly as much as if it didn't have Rachel Zegler in it. Otherwise, A24's overall success in niche horror films bodes well for this new movie. Picture Start is a lesser known company that has helped finance and develop films and TV series. Most notable on their roster of past projects are the Divergent and Hunger Game adaptations. Okay. According to its website, the company seeks to bring their work to audience who are hungry for something they have never seen or heard before. While that alone is not necessarily concerning, another quote on the website is their "Why do we do it?" page starts with the following statement. Oh boy, this should be good. We make films and shows about people and for people finding themselves, defining themselves, discovering their voice, coming of age of any age, finding their purpose, finding their people, telling their truth. The term "their truth" has been known as a red flag to audiences, as it suggests a certain unfavorable mindset that most viewers don't want in their entertainment. At this point, there is no way to discern how involved picture start will be in this Poe-inspired movie. Fans of Poe's work are advised to be wary. Yeah. It's Edgar Allan Poe. This is not a time for your, an existential crisis about your sexual identity or your gender identity or bringing up the patriarchy or oppression. It's the Mask of Red Death. Okay? Okay? Who will be involved? Charlie Pollinger will be the writer and director. He will also executive produce alongside Lucy McKendrick. The pair previously worked on 2 short films together. Fuck Me, Richard and Sauna. Is that one name? Like, oh, fuck me, Richard and Sauna. Is it, or that 3 separate movies? The short films were also very niche, and it's unclear whether or not they were any good. However, Pollinger and McKendrick have few credentials beyond that. Oh God, Madam Web. Oh, was she in that? Again, I really don't know much about this chick, and I certainly didn't want to take the time to watch Madam Web. No one liked it. No one liked it. It might have been better. It might have been better to seek someone more familiar, more well known to write, direct, and produce. On the other hand, Deadline reported that Sidney Sweeney is in negotiation to star in the movie. The actress rose to stardom after the disaster that was Madam Web. She did so by admitting that the film was terrible and laughing at it. I mean, you got to have a good sense of humor. I've said this before, you can only do as much as the script allows. If they write your character to be crap, as the actor or actress, you can only do so much. The biggest thing is I go back to with Star Wars with Kelly Marie Tran and her character Rose Tico. Kelly Marie Tran didn't deserve any of the hate she was getting. She was just an actress trying to do as much as she can with this terrible role that was written. These writers who are overly paid made this character who was pretty much useless. She didn't do anything the entire movie. So for people to hate on Kelly Marie Tran for something that clearly wasn't her fault, and I really feel bad that she was getting all this hate when it wasn't her at all. She's just the actress. She goes in, she does her scenes, she gets paid. Sometimes if they have enough influence, they can go to the writer or whoever and say, hey, I don't think my character would say this, but I don't think she's one of those actresses. So whatever the script says, she's got to do, So all these people going out and even giving sending death threats to her. It's like, really? Are you that freaking pathetic? She's an actress. She didn't write the movie. She didn't write the script. She's not shooting the movie. She's an actress. She goes up there, reads her lines, acts it out, and looks pretty. So, Sidney Sweeney, from what I hear, is actually a pretty good actress, but something like Madam Web, you can only do so much. You can only do so much. I also bring up Doctor Who a lot with Peter Capaldi in his final run. Peter Capaldi, amazing actor. Absolutely loved him as the Doctor. I mean, this man was able to portray basically every incarnation of every Doctor at some point. Like, he would act, and it's like certain scenes, and you're like, oh my God, William Hartnell. Oh my God, Tom Baker. Oh my God, David Tennant. this man was so talented, and yet his doctor still had his own personality. But even with as amazing as he is, he could only do so much that final season or his final series because the script was really bad, like really bad. So sometimes when you're good enough, you're like Peter Capaldi, you can make it work because yeah, it was going downhill, but it was still entertaining. You had a lot of good stuff with Missy in there, which was really, really fun. Michelle Gomez, another one. You know, clearly they were writing Missy not that great at the time. You know, same thing with her. You know, with Michelle Gomez. She's such a great actress that even when the script is bad, she's able to steal the scene. She's able to steal the scene. She is so amazing. And if you haven't seen her, I would say watch Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, where she also has a huge role to play in there. Same thing. She's on screen. She steals it every time. Even if the script is bad, she steals it. But that's just, it's an individual thing. Some people can take a good script and make it bad, a bad script and make it good, and some can't. But to hear Sidney Sweeney, people love her, and the fact that she has such a good, yeah, it sucked. I'm just an actress. I mean, I'm just taking the roles that are given to me. That I can see why people would say that she's based. Because people would normally come out and just like, oh, it's because of them, the phobes, this and isms. So you're like, no, it's just bad. It was just bad. So to see her kind of know that she starred in something bad and laugh at it and not go after people and saying, oh, you're the reason why. Yeah, I'd say she's pretty cool. What will the story look like? Edgar Allan Poe's The Mask of Red Death is a beautifully written tale of a haughty prince who seals himself and his fellow nobles away in a castle to escape a gruesome epidemic. Yeah. The disease is dubbed the Red Death because its victims literally bleed to death. The prince and his followers, and I personally don't have to read this. I've read this story so many times, but I'm sure some people don't know Mask of Red Death or much about Edgar Allan Poe, but so I could easily just skip through, but the disease is dubbed because literally bleed to death. The prince and his followers ignore the plight beyond their walls with food, drink, and parties. During a colorful masquerade ball in the castle, a stranger appears amidst the revelers, wearing the guise of the plague. The stranger turns out to be the Red Death incarnate who kills everyone in the castle. Oh yeah, it's good. It's good. And darkness and decay and the Red Death illimitable dominion over all. I mean, it's Edgar Allan Poe, man. The story has a screen adaptation before with Vincent Price. Hello, boys and ghouls. It's starring Vincent Price as the prince. The adaptation closely follows the source material. The new one may not. Yeah. I mean, it was good, too. I mean, Vincent Price. Need I say more? I mean, if you haven't watched it, go and watch it. I don't even know where... I don't know where you would watch it, though. I mean, I'm sure you can find it online somewhere. I don't think it's on Netflix or Hulu or any of the other streaming sites, but if you happen to come across it, watch it. Watch it. I mean, you won't be disappointed. If you're a fan of Edgar Allan Poe, if you're a fan of his stories, and you're a fan of Vincent Price, watch it. You won't be disappointed. Calling it a wildly revisionist and darkly comedic take is a big red flag of all. Is the biggest red flag of all. Many moviegoers might be ready to dismiss the film from that statement alone. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, you saw the premise of the story. So, revisionist and dark comedic take. So, I mean, it's going to turn into like a classic, like, slasher movie? Is the Red Death, going to show up and he's going to act like Freddy or something with making jokes? And, I mean, what? Like, it works for, like, Freddy, it's a horror movie, but because of the way they wrote him, his humor, his all, it makes sense. And you know, when he makes a joke, even if he's slashing someone apart, it's funny. Even they're bleeding out everywhere, limbs are, he's funny. But The Mask of Red Death, that's not what a story is. It's not a comedy. You're not going to be like, oh god, oh god, this character slays me. You know, it's not a comedy. Uh, so for one, the tale was never. Yeah, exactly. That's what I just said. It was never meant to, as a comedy, and wildly revisionist could mean anything from gender swaps to poor interpretations. With the state of Hollywood and is isn't with the state Hollywood is in currently, it's entirely possible that the movie will be made a metaphor for COVID. Oh boy, people going around wearing masks, and the Red Death only affects those not wearing a mask. See, that's when you guys died because you didn't wear a mask. I didn't wear a mask. I had COVID. I didn't even know I had it because I didn't have any symptoms. I survived because I have an immune system. Final thoughts. While the news of a Poe story getting a new screen adaptation is exciting, there's still too much we don't know about it. Most of what we hear is conjecture and should be viewed as such. This is one thing we can say with certainty, though. If the Goths don't leave their crypts to see the movie, the Sidney Sweeney fans most definitely will. I can think of two good reasons. I mean, and you know, she has what it takes. I mean, apparently she's apparently actually a good actor. She's, from what I've seen online, they've shown pictures of her without makeup and all that. She still seems like she's an incredibly beautiful girl. So if the people who are huge Edgar Allan Poe fans aren't going out to see it, I'm pretty sure Sweeney, I'll say Sweeney Todd fans, Mr. Toad, Sidney Sweeney fans, will sure as hell go out and see it. Sweeney Todd, also a great movie. Also great, you know, stage production. But that the movie, just, I mean, come on, Johnny Depp, Alan Rickman, rest in peace, man. Alan Rickman was one of a kind. Helena Bonham Carter. Funny enough, all these people, let's see, like Sweeney Todd had Johnny Depp, who played Grindelwald in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. You had Alan Rickman, who played Snape in Harry Potter. You had Helena Bonham Carter, who played Bellatrix Lestrange. You had Timothy Spall, who played Peter Pettigrew. So you have this main cast, and they were all in Harry Potter. What are the odds? But given it's Tim Burton, these are just people that Tim Burton loved to work with. But yeah, Sweeney Todd, great movie. But yeah, as for this, The Mask of Red Death is not a comedy. I mean, it's possible to add comedic elements into it, but to make it an outright like a dark comedy, you know, that's not what Edgar Allan Poe was trying to do with his stories. They're not ha 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 ha. Oh god, oh my, splitting my sides. No, they're supposed to be dark and depressing. You know, they reflect the way he felt, and he was not a happy-go-lucky person. Like the dude was on opiates like all the freaking time. So it's not happy stories. They're dark and depressing, and again, if they were to add comedy to it, you know, in some of the dialogue, that's one thing. But to make the overall story a comedy, that's not what it's about. So, but yeah, Sidney Sweeney seems like a pretty cool chick. If they give her a good script and they don't mess around too much with it and keep it to what Edgar Allan Poe had intended, I'm sure it'll be fine. But yeah, let me know your favorite Edgar Allan Poe story. Also, if you have a favorite movie adaptation of one of his stories, which one? There's been so many, some live action, some animated. I think most people would say The Raven from Simpsons, that one having uh, James Earl Jones do the narration. That was so iconic. It was so good. Uh, if you like The Raven, there's online. You can listen to Christopher Lee read it. James Earl Jones has read it, and even Christopher Walken, who's is very good. I love Christopher Walken's. Just, I mean, come on, it's Christopher Walken. Um, but there's that. But yeah, let me know favorite story. And what do you think about this whole basically a modern twist on Edgar Allan Poe classic? But that's gonna do for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.